would you rather care about the next person's feelings or be able to pay your
I
bills
got
for the
you.
month and have $2,000 in excess? Wait,
That's
no.
that's the easy question. Of course, I'd rather have. I At the point where I'm at now, I can't afford to not want that.
So
You know
I
what I
asked that
mean?
to say this. 2 points. The into
First one,
consideration
true.
because are they really a friend if they're willing to pay you less than what you actually worth?
Mm-hmm.
Are they really a value customer if they know you doing $1,000 worth of work, but they only giving you $200?
Yeah,
Like how? Come on now, like
that's all
who's
true.
who's
Yeah,
really the monster in that situation?
yeah, yeah. That's
And
hey.
so the real question is, how much do you really value yourself if you not taxing that ass? You gotta tax that ass because they
it
got it, bro. I'm telling you, they
You
got
ain't
it.
lying, man. You
They
is
got
right
it,
about
bro.
that. Like it be more about me than
Like God ain't gonna put nothing in your life that wasn't meant for you.
right.
So if he put an opportunity in your life for you to get $10,000 off this one event, you do that event and get the 10,000. It's not an excuse when you funnel away to 8,000 and they only got 2,000 left for you to pay
Mm-hmm.
your bills for the month. Like that's not an excuse when
True.
you need to build the team. If you
That's what.
where we interview real people telling real truths and stories. The overall objective here is to break the negative narratives that plague our communities and minds. The biggest one we aiming to attack is that there are no more good men and women out here. Stand up men and women. The men and women we actually need in positions to help change our community for the better. Okay. So first let's start with your name, sir. And actually I want to do it like this. I want to do it like this. The channel I'm gonna work on an intro to sending people before we but on this channel I realized being on a leadership team here at the chambers and then also networking with other artists and other because I came into this networking with people that create, so there was
Right.
artists, entertainers, people like that. It was a gap between business people and artists and entertainers, and basically I want to be able to start that conversation on bridging that gap because we need each other.
Yeah.
We all want to try to do it on ourselves or do it alone, but
Mm-hmm.
we don't really sit down and think the time it takes to become great at the art or craft that you in, say rapping.
Yeah.
It takes the exact same amount of time to become great on the business aspect of that as well. And so if you're not simultaneously putting that time into the art and the business side, then when you have to 5 years later, it's hard for you to really catch up to what the artistry has created for you financially to where your mindset should be financially to maintain it. And
Mm-hmm.
so instead of going through 2 or 3 years of messing up that type of money, let's just network with the people who focus on it. People like me, the businessmen, the financial people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I seen we don't really do that. So I'm bridging that gap now. So this is basically what this is.
Okay.
That's
Cool.
basically what this is. So
That's rough.
your name, sir, and I want this to be a 10-second elevator pitch. So that's why I had you send me the quick list. So like I said in our name, artist name, where you from, passion, and the business that you have, and
Yeah.
make that into a 10-second elevator pitch. It's a challenge.
Oh, okay. Well, my name is Kevin. My D Handsome. I am a phototherapy studio owner. So we focus on photography and healing through photography.
Mm.
I'm also an interdisciplinary artist, meaning I do multiple things, including herbal medicine. I paint sometimes. I'm a photographer myself, and a bunch of other things that I can't think of right now. But the main goal right now is me and a couple of friends have come together and start an agency where we want to bring agency to artists. Like we want to bring a check to people that's creative. Like give them supply them with resources. They get you paid like different platforms where you can go get brand sponsorships. You can
Mm.
get um, just different resources that you can use to support yourself financially as an artist.
Okay.
So that's probably the studio and my the business that we're the agency that we're starting is probably the two main things that I'm focusing on right now, outside of everything else that I'm doing. But those are the two main things. So that's pretty much what I'm about at the moment. So that's what I would say to a person. Like if I'm pitching anything, I would let them know about the events we got coming up, the artist meetups, the grand opening to the studio that I have. That's yeah, that'll be pretty much it. Seeing how we could connect with that, or seeing how what I do benefit that person, or what they do benefit me, or mutual. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So
okay,
yeah,
that was a really nice 10-second elevator pitch. That was
appreciate
really
that.
nice. That was really nice. It broke down who you were, what you stood for,
Mm-hmm.
and basically the project or something that you're working on now, and opened the door for opportunity for people who may want to network to step in and maybe do some type of business with you. And if
Mm-hmm.
I had to add something to that, I would add a call to action to the end of it. So
Okay.
instead of leaving it open for, as in, this is what I do, you can work with me. If it's an elevator pitch and it's somebody you want to work with, be
Mm-hmm.
at the end of it, be like, this is all I do. This is what I'm working on, and this is how you can connect with me, so we can move forward, maybe, and networking with each other.
Yeah.
So either that's Instagram, if it's business, LinkedIn is the more
Mm-hmm.
formal,
Yeah.
best
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
middle ground. If you think you got the confidence to ask for the phone number, but you always go for the email. But if you like want to do business with somebody, put that call to action at the end, and pass the business card. So
Right. Right.
you can
Right.
so you can give them a step to move forward. It's like dancing. You take
Mm-hmm.
that step
Step. Yeah.
so they can go ahead and take the next step, and now you spin them around and do what you do, continue to dance
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
networking.
I get that. So I could have been like, I'm actually having a grand opening December 22nd from 5 to 9.
Exactly. Look.
I got you. No, I'm following
Exactly.
along. That's what's
Exactly.
up. That was real.
Exactly.
That
Exactly.
was real.
But I okay. So and so basically you brought up two different businesses. The first one, if I'm not mistaken, is the camera house.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one you've been operating for how long?
Publicly, probably like a year and a month, but I've been using it personally for like 3.5 years. But I opened it to the public like a year, a little bit over a year ago.
Okay. Okay. So let's get some background behind it. What was the inspiration behind it, and what was the steps leading up to where you are now?
Well, I started as an event photographer, and I wanted to switch over to doing beauty portraits, like magazine style photo shoots, like
Mm.
edit, like where you edit skin retouching, all that, the whole nine, like make it look perfect.
Mm.
But that didn't pick up how I thought, so I continued to do event photography. But I had the space, and thinking that I was going to need it to do a lot of studio work, and I ended up not needing the space. So what I did, instead of me grinding to like afford studio and personal bills, I just pivoted and I used the studio to rent it out to other photographers. And
Mm.
that's how the space uh, became what it is now. So the other people that
Okay.
came in actually make it what it is. Because with
Mm.
it just being me, it's just a space full of photography gear. But the people that come there make it a studio. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
So let's take it back to the event photography. What was that like? Like, what did that consist of? Like.
Oh, basically I was running around the city doing. I was at birthday parties, baby showers,
Mm.
clubs, quinceañeras, bar mitzvahs. It didn't
Touching
matter.
everything.
I was if it was an event, I was a photographer there. I know I done met so many different type of people by having a camera, and most of my jobs came from referrals. So like one job I
Mm.
did, that's probably like 85% of the money that I made was referred to by somebody else that I didn't advertise anything. I was never in a place to afford advertisement, so I
Mm.
just went off of word of mouth.
And that was crazy how you answered literally my next question. Like, what was the promotion of that? Like, so yeah, like, how did you put yourself out there? Because I know it's hard for a lot of people that got a camera that has that inspiration
Yeah,
to really, step out there and be like, look, I can shoot your event and this is my charge rate. Like, how did you conceptualize all of that? Especially
I
starting off.
honestly I didn't know how to charge or none of that stuff at first. I found out based off how much work I was doing after I've already charged too little. So I started
Mm.
off charging nothing. I did a lot of stuff for free just so people can know this is what I do or whatever. And I work with my family a lot, and that's shout out to my family a lot too because I got a lot of jobs from different family members, like on each side, from my mama's side, my mama daddy side, my daddy side, my daddy mama. You know what I mean? Like everybody was referring me to jobs, so they kept me busy and they kept money in my pocket. So I love them forever for that.
Mm,
And but that was basically my marketing team, like my family. Like they
mm,
would refer me, they go, oh, I got this friend, and then I would do one family shoot, and then another family member would hire me to where I became this photographer for the whole family. And so it
I'm
kind of
telling you.
morphed from my family to other people's family. So now like I'm like a family member to a couple of different families because they always hire me for events, and that's kind of what got me afloat. That's what kept me
Mm.
afloat and kept me working. So it was a blessing. Now that I'm saying this out loud, it was it's honestly truly it's
So,
amazing to have something like that.
so when you was jumping off the porch, as we like to put it,
Hmm.
was you thinking about the business aspect of it? Like, did you LLC Camera House or
Oh yeah, yeah.
okay,
I
okay?
so I registered Camera House way before I ever had the studio. Like the business was already in place.
Can you think of the year right now?
2019.
Before COVID, we're right
Yeah,
during
right
COVID.
before COVID, like December 20 something is what's on the date of my
Man,
Secretary of State paperwork.
mm-hmm.
Like I don't even know what made me even think of that at the time. I ain't gonna even lie. I just it was cheap when I looked it up. I was like, oh, it only costs $50 to register with the state, and the EIN number was free.
Free,
And then the business bank account was free.
free,
The
better,
articles in corporation was free.
free. Oh my goodness,
What
man!
else? The Dun and Bradstreet number was free.
The business, the Better Bureau,
Yeah,
business
I
account.
didn't do that though. That's one thing I didn't do. The BBB, I have recently, but I really don't know how to navigate that platform for real. So
It's easy. It's easy.
yeah,
A YouTube tutorial, a 15-minute YouTube tutorial, break that down like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay, so okay, and that really I know that put you ahead of the game, especially coming out and especially during that time because when COVID hit, that's when a lot of people here in St. Louis started opening up businesses because for
yeah,
some reason they realized or seen they couldn't really depend on job. Well, we know the reason why they couldn't really depend on jobs. And so you seen a lot of clothing brands, me, a lot of food spots, a lot of events. So
mm-hmm.
but you went the photography way, and you actually did it really the best way possible because
Yeah.
since you LLC that opened you up to so many. So what type of benefits? Okay, before we jump there, so from event photography to studio house, studio production site,
Mm-hmm.
what was that transition? What made you do that
The
transition?
Create Place, honestly,
Mm.
the
That's
play.
actually where we met
Yeah, yeah. Create
at.
Place is what started the transition from like just my house. I mean, recording. I mean, me having a personal photography space, and then me renting it out. Was I saw how Trail and Ferg and Christian and Chris was they brought together a bunch of people that thought the same way because I was in need of a space where people like me doing what I do, and that just what kind of catapulted what I was like. You know what? I can just use this to help other creatives. Um, I don't know what you would call it to like polish off what they do or like catapult what they do.
Mm.
And so going to that space, um, it it pushed me to do it. It was like, okay, I got a space that I take pictures out of myself that I don't ever use, and it's a bunch of people here that need spaces to shoot at and create content and just to go chill and get a different scenery. So I just opened the doors there, and it's been a success.
Mm. So at what point? Because I know you mentioned to me you had got the beginner and intermediate photography certificate.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when was that?
I done that early on too. So I wanted. So at first, I wanted to spearhead the photography business. Like I wanted it to be all the way, all everything done right. Like I wanted to have some type of credentials to show people. I wanted to have a legalized business. I wanted it to be official because I had to take it. It wasn't just a hobby for me. Like I was trying to make it my income source because I couldn't get a job. You know what I mean? I couldn't get a
Mm-hmm.
good paying job because I had been in prison already. So
Mm.
photography was what I had. Photography was what I saw as a way for me to support me and my family and not have to worry about working at a stupid job that didn't pay me enough. I could just put my energy and the coins that I did have into something that I could grow, and it would support my lifestyle and my family. You know, so just to keep me
Mm.
afloat for one. So I did that. I got found like a website online where you can go and get certified for free. You do all the learning for free. Only thing you pay for is the actual little plaque thing that they send you and they print
Mm.
out for you or whatever. It's called Allison too. It's a cool resource that I always refer to
You said
people.
Allison.
Allison, ALISON.com.
Okay.
It's an online college where you can go pretty much learn anything
Mm. That's
about any field. We're talking about
that's a gem right
crypto,
there.
herbal medicine, massage therapy. It don't matter what it is. They got courses that you can take, and it's not timed. You can do it at your own
Mm.
pace. And when you finish complete the module, they send you a certificate, and they
Mm.
accredit it too. I'm not pretty sure who accredit them, but they get recognition for what they do.
Mm, okay, look, he just plugged y'all in. That's smooth, and that's why I like to have these conversations. So, you mentioned the financial aspect, and as an accountant, that's all I'm
Okay.
about. That's all I'm about talking money, how we can grow the money that we do have sitting in our accounts and stuff like that. Um, how was it financially? Like, did it do what you wanted it to do? Has it been doing what you wanted it to do, replacing the income of a W-2?
No, not at all. But it's getting there though, and I still got faith in it. So I have, honestly, I ain't made enough to. Let me put this the right way, because I don't want to. Because I make money. It's just that it don't be enough at the moment, but it's
Mm,
enough to keep me going, but it's not enough to fully cover like what I do and how like the life, like, because I got 4 children too.
mm,
So like that's already, you know what I mean? It's a lot. And it ain't replaced the W two income, but it done been times where I went and got a job. Like I'll go get a job, uh do it again, like
yeah.
quit, start back working the business, then it'll get too much again. I'll get another job. So I still ain't figured out like how to completely be on my own
Mm.
without um W two like employee, you know what I mean, like job money.
And see, that's what we specialize here
Yeah.
at the Harlan St. Louis Black Chamber of Commerce. We specialize in
Okay.
helping, like I said, helping small businesses, nonprofits scale up and figure out how to do that. Because a little bit ago, if you get in the type of clientele that you have, and you have the type of um um referrals that you coming in with, it may not be a sense of you not bringing enough money in. It may be the sense of budgeting,
True.
looking at different resources that
True.
can help for the projects that you got. And then
Mm-hmm.
not only that, the biggest tool, or one of the biggest tools that you can use, is the taxes,
Okay.
and what you write off and how much money you have to pay and don't have to pay back in taxes, and that you get back, and things like that. So like, do you mind diving into that a little bit?
What, taxes?
No, just the financial aspect of your business,
Oh, okay.
and challenges you may be facing with that, and just different ideas and ways to start working
Yeah.
with it.
Okay. Well, the rump of my expenses, I'm gonna start with the expenses, and then I'm gonna break down why it is expensive. So, so when I first, after I wanted to transition from being event photographer to studio photographer, I was looking for spaces,
Mm,
and also at the time I needed somewhere to live. So at first I was looking for mixed units, like commercial and residential mixed, where it was like a business front and then apartment upstairs or whatever.
mm,
That was my ideal place. So I ended up finding a building that were they were advertised as live work units. So mostly everybody inside the building was artists, and they had some type of business, and they also lived there, so where you can work and live in the same space.
that's dope.
So I found
That's
that,
dope.
and the rent is like, if the rent was it's been anywhere from between $1,100 to $1,200 since I've been there,
Mm,
and this was honestly my first time actually living alone. So it's just dealing with those, just as life expenses. Like, you don't always have enough for rent. You know what I mean? Especially living like an honest person, like a law-abiding citizen, and you just work and pay. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It wasn't enough for it. So my photography alone wasn't supporting it. Like I would file my taxes every year, but I would never owe or get anything because I never brought in enough money to actually owe or you know what I mean, or write anything off. Like everything I was spending more than I was making. So
Mm.
taxes was a breeze for me every year, and it's been like that.
But think about what you just said. Spending more than you was making.
Yeah,
That's the number one concept of budgeting. You should never
yeah.
spend more than you make. But I'll continue,
Oh,
continue,
okay.
continue.
So, well, I spent more than I made because I got support too. Like I had a girl at the time,
Mm.
and she helped with a lot of the, like she supported whatever endeavor it is that I'm into financially. So a lot of so I had a she was literally a source of income that wasn't on that I couldn't
Mm.
um what do you call it?
File for
I
taxes.
couldn't file because it was just her money that she worked for that came to me. So I was so like I've always been in a position that where I couldn't afford the way I live without my partner.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So it was me spending more than I made, but it was from I guess I would
Different
call her an
sources of
income.
income. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
different
yeah,
sources of income. That's all that is.
yeah,
And if you wanted to get real technical, like an investor, or even just a supporter
yeah. I've had
who
yeah.
was gifting you the bread, if y'all didn't put it in a contractual form for her
That's how
to
I should
get
have
it
worded
back.
it. I
Yeah.
had an investor.
You
But
had a
I'm just
private
telling how it
investor.
is.
Shit.
You
You
know
was
what I
working a
mean?
job and had a private
Yeah, I
investor.
had a solid investor.
Shit.
But yeah,
Okay,
shout out to
okay.
her though, man.
So okay, let's kind of get like an imaginatory picture setup. So like, say somebody book you for a job. It's a 2 hour event, just a social engagement. You charging? Just tell me the price.
200.
200 for that in a 5 day period, Monday through Friday. How many of those are you trying to book? Because say if you do one a day, that's 200 times five. That's
Mm-hmm.
$1,000 a week right there.
Right,
That's
right.
more than most jobs are paying.
Yeah, for
That's better
sure.
than a $15 an hour job.
Yeah, yeah.
So is that your mindset? Was that your mindset, or like, are you doing it? Like,
No, I ain't never did that. That's what my silent investor used to tell me. Like you should line up, set out a goal to get X amount of uh events to shoot a day, but in my head it didn't work like that because I did what I got. You know what I mean? So I did the job as they
mm,
came in. So I
mm,
never really had a push forward marketing like or trying to go out and get jobs like they just came to me and it wouldn't be one a day for the whole month. It would literally be like two or three a month.
mm.
You know what I mean? It's still like that. It'd be like maybe I'll do like five a month
But
and
see,
have
I think it goes back to what you said about the marketing piece right there.
yeah.
Because if you getting three a month, like, or could say you get like a solid 3 clients a month.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that
yeah.
three, and like the best thing you mentioned was that referral system. That's the
Mm-hmm.
most cost efficient way to get more clients in. Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, a suggestion is to lean heavily on that. Like, if you don't want to do marketing, if you don't want to post that content and have people come through a sales funnel and all of that,
Mm-hmm.
the most organic, natural way is that referral system. And I think a lot of small businesses don't use that. They don't really pay attention to that. Like,
True.
say, like, okay, just using you for an example. You go to what's one of the biggest type of events that you would shoot for the $200?
Uh
A wedding.
the most well the weddings are more
Okay, so
just
like
the regular events. Like I would charge between 5 and 1,000 for
a wedding,
a
of
wedding,
course, of course.
but those will come like seasonal. But I'll get
So
like two of those a season.
like it'd be like a social event, like a would it be like a business throwing
It'd be a person like having a birthday party or a
okay.
baby shower or I
Shoot.
had some event planners.
That's so even then, like we could just go with that. A baby shower or even a birthday right there. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's a amazing referral system that's an amazing market to use a referral system in.
True.
So like while you zoned in at that birthday event, you could have your partner going
Mm-hmm.
around with business cards saying, look, Yeah, I know you got a birthday coming up at some point. I know you got a birthday coming up at some point. Tap in with us and just run promotions like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
whenever you like, even the next event you shoot, have somebody come with you, have them with some flyers or some business cards. And while you
Mm-hmm.
zoned in and people can see you in your craft and how serious you take it, you have somebody else psychologically promoting for you. And just here, look, you got a birthday coming up. Just text this number to this right there, and you will get a promotion for your birthday.
Yeah,
Text this number, and then boom. So now you created your own clientele list. So
for real.
if it's 50 people at that birthday event, and you just get 20 people out that room,
Oh, well, what you just said, you kind of just triggered a lot of the stuff me and my partner used to argue about because I used to say that, look, this could be something that you do while I am, but I could never get it to that point.
mm,
You know what I mean? That's something that I understood because first of all, being an entrepreneur or business owner, it's time consuming.
it
And you
is.
only get so much time, you only got so much mental energy to do a business. So I used to be like, look, if because I'm already taking the photos, I'm already giving the energy to the clients because that's why I got booked. It's because I'm fun. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? It wasn't really my photo skills. I mean, my photo skills are up to par, but
They
it
are.
wasn't nothing
They are.
extravagant to where like, oh, I gotta book Kevin for my shoot. It's like, no, Kevin gonna come party with us. He gonna drink with us after he get the best. After the most of the like after the night, I would do most of the job. I would do it, and then right towards the end, I'll start drinking with people, partying,
Mhm.
dancing with them,
How you supposed
all
to.
of that. And that's where my jobs came from. Like he fun, I like him, so that's where it came from. So like that's where my energy went. So I didn't have a lot left to do, like sales pitching and talking to people and just
Mm.
I don't even know what you would call that. Just
Networking.
yeah, just
That's
networking. Like you know
networking.
what I mean. Like I only had so much, and that's what I used to argue with her for. I was like, look, you could be, but she just could never bring herself to do it. And I never fought at her for it. It's just that I saw that this is something that could be a piece that I'm missing that'll take this. Like, because I do make more than the average person being a photographer. Like
I seen your
those
work. I know you
jobs,
do. I know
though,
you
yeah,
do.
like my jobs. Like, imagine if I had 2 or 3 events a day, like a regular work day. That's $600 that I brought in. Even if that's if I'm charging 200, some people I'll charge more or a little bit less. You know what I mean? So that was a hell of an income that I could have had if we could have like
That you still can
streamlined it.
have.
Yeah, exactly.
Because now, since we have AI and all of these automation systems, you can set that stuff up yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, all you gotta do is go on Vistaprint, right?
Mm-hmm.
Create a business card with your name, the business name, the role you play in a business,
Yeah.
contact, email, phone number, and a QR or just like a social site or some shit like that. And then just have a QR code. Go to a free QR code generator,
Yeah.
and then go to a Google form, right?
Yeah.
You go to a Google form and you put in, you create say 3 to 5 questions. We call them qualifying questions that you would ask. Just say if you was to step outside your body from taking pictures at that event, and you going to every single person in that room and you want to do business with them, you put those questions, 3 or 5 of those questions in the Google form, and
Mm-hmm.
then you hand that business card out to all of those people either at the beginning of the event, middle, or end of the event. So you doing this all yourself, and on those Google
Mm-hmm.
forms is okay. When is your birthday? If it's a birthday event, when is your
Yeah.
birthday? Do you have a budget for how
Smart.
much you willing to spend on your birthday? And then
Mm-hmm.
find those use ChatGPT, find those qualifying questions, and then look, if soon as they fill out that Google form, you got all of that information. So now it's just a follow up.
Mm-hmm.
So now after you get that event done and you get time to breathe, okay, now you just got 20 people, or at least just say 10 people you know for sure got a birthday that know what
Mm-hmm.
you do because they just at the birthday event. You got those 10 people you can hit up over the next five
Yeah,
days,
that's
like
golden,
book
bro.
me now.
It's like some
Look,
I ain't gonna lie. You know how you cause like I'm a person that always um I'm always looking for information and it's like it costs. Like that type of stuff you just said, it sounds like something that you would give somebody that you were mentoring or something. You know what I mean? Like, cause I never even thought about it like that. Like that's brilliant to get every. So if I want to market myself as a birthday photographer, I would get the QR code to everybody at the party. then they would answer questions. So I would have their birthdays coming up, so I can reach out to them and be like,
2 weeks
I know
before
your
their
birthday
birthday,
for
a
two
month
weeks.
before.
I know you may need a photographer. That's crazy. That's what's up,
And
man.
then look,
I ain't gonna even lie.
it's all about organization and structure. You don't have to just say birthday photography. Create, say 3 Google forms. Just keep it bare minimum so you're not overworking yourself.
Yeah.
Birthdays because we know everybody got a birthday. We can do weddings because we know you can charge a lot for that. And
Mm-hmm.
then just say social engagement events because then you can start doing businesses and nonprofits, and then that's a whole nother source of income for you, a whole nother stream of revenues, like a whole different ball game.
Right.
You create 3 Google forms for that, and then specifically
Specific.
focus on doing those type of events. So only talk
Yeah.
to those type of people, and then just hand create those 3 business cards. Pay $40 to get 100 of those.
Mm-hmm.
Just boom. So at those events, so now you set up. So now you in motion with that,
So Google Forms store everybody information for you.
and then send it to your email. So then in your, you check your email
Yeah,
regularly.
yeah,
You
yeah.
will see, okay, this person just filled out the Google form with all the questions you put in there.
Ah, I'm saying, and then they'll make like a Rolodex for you of all of the people that
Filled that
has
Google
filled that
forms
form.
out.
Like it'll be a list somewhere that you could.
It is so like where you create the Google form is literally a tab that'll have all of the people that's filled this Google form out. And then you can set it up to where you get an email sent to you for every single person that filled that Google form out.
Okay.
So if you get email notifications, it's creating your own clientele list, your own marketing list.
Yeah.
Cause that's what, like, not to say that's what professional businesses do. They don't sit up and just let people come to them,
Right, like I did for so long, like I still do.
and then you got to go get it.
Dang.
But you have to get it without stressing yourself out, because if you don't set that team up, you just one person.
Mm-hmm.
So now just fall back on AI.
Yeah,
Let
I know
AI generate
that's
all of that stuff. Like even with my podcast episodes, like if you remember, I was going hard for like
mm-hmm.
6 months, 8 months.
For real.
All of that stuff was AI generated. I was putting that shit into an automation calendar. So all of that stuff was
Mm.
timed. I had it so set up to where I had 6 posts going out a day on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and like LinkedIn or something like that. So think about it: 6 different posts a day, all with call to actions or featured towards driving to a sales funnel. And then I did that for at least 3 months strong for every day. Like 6 times 5 is 35 posts a week.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, come on now. And then not even including the stories I did throughout the day. Like I did all that and that's how I got to the 100 subscribers. So then I
Right,
seen like, okay, this is what it takes to get to 100 subscribers. I gotta put that same type of effort and energy in, but just make the quality better and go even harder on content.
right.
And so that's what I'm in the process of doing now.
Okay.
But yeah, like AI I'm telling you, that's how you on the beach somewhere and you getting all this stuff done.
Nah, that's true though. That is true. It's just another one of those tasks that it's like a what do you call it? Like a digital product. Like once you get it set up, it take work to get it started, but once it started, it's already made. You can
It
just keep
rolling.
reselling the same thing over and over and over. So that's golden though. I appreciated that for
Hmm.
real.
So my next question is, what do you find most rewarding about running your own business?
No, the freedom, the time I can, man, you freedom. Just I stand by, I live for it. Freedom, man, it's just free. I ain't gonna lie, I don't have a lot of
Yeah.
money a lot of times, but I got my freedom and my peace of mind, my sanity, and I hold on to it. Like it's more valuable than having. I don't know. Well, I'm starting to question if it's worth more than having a lot of money. Cause sometimes how broke I be wishing I was losing my mind, but I got some money in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? I be like, man, I might have to sacrifice all this freedom because I am free. I'm probably the most available friend out of all my friend groups. I'm
That's
always
dope. That's
available,
dope.
almost always available. Like before we started, my homie was just calling me saying, "You wanna," like I'm always available for people, and I like being like that for people. You know what I mean? It'll be good to actually have a surplus of money to where all my expenses are covered. It would be good to have it like that, but I really do appreciate the position that I've been in. Cause even though I ain't had a lot, I've been having just enough to keep going.
Mm.
and I live a quality filled life.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I got probably everything you could ask for outside of cash flow or money.
And see,
You know what I mean?
I do because like when I on the outside looking in from the information I've been gathering from the
Mm-hmm.
past year and a half, 2 years we've been networking,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I see like just like how people call like sports guys and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's business guys that we
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
whatever business rules and regulations and stuff like that, natural rules and regulations, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's crazy how you tap into those without even knowing that you tapping into those. And what I mean by that is like one of the biggest rules and regulations that I found out naturally was your network is your net worth. That's
Mm.
from Mr. Pound, my mentor.
Okay.
Most people who come out the gate and the first thing they get, so if you have to separate into network and finance money, people who come out the gate making the money first, that ride don't last as long as people who build the network first.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because how you come in is how you exit. If you come in and people only know you for getting money out of them, having a business,
Mm-hmm.
getting making an transaction is just financial, at some point people either go broke or they have a struggle, and then they can't really rely on you because the only way they're interacting with you is through giving you money.
Okay.
So now, and then people hold resentment because they go through that contact list. When you broke, you go through that contact list like, who can I hit up? So
Yeah, yeah.
then, when you do hit back up, you feel me? But first on the other end, if you always available and to just have a conversation with a person, but it's productive about what's going on in their life, and then be able to transfer that to a business interaction,
Mm-hmm.
that's building a relationship, that's
True.
building a connection with that. And
True.
then so like I said all of that to say, while you have missed out on a whole bunch of money in the past year or so, with the network that I've seen you build,
Yeah.
it's so easy for you and go to recoup. Like if you wanted to, you could be making 10 to 20K a year just off of your photography by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Just off of the photography by yourself. Like just all the people you met. Like I know in your contact list you got over 500 contacts.
Yeah.
I know
All
you
type of
do.
people.
And every last one of those contacts got a birthday. So it's
Mm-hmm.
all about either connecting with somebody like me, a financial advisor who
Mm-hmm.
can, okay, look, give us access to your bank account to see all of that money coming in, and
Mm-hmm.
then be like, okay, look, this, if your goal is this in the next 3 months, 6 months, year, and 10 years, or we really break it down to a year, 3 to 5 years, and 10 year goals.
Mm-hmm.
The financial advisors show you, okay, at the income that you're making in the past 30 days, we put all that information into like a QuickBook system. It'll give you the financial documents that a advisor or accountant would need to see, okay, how much money have you made in the past 30 days? Where's all that money going? And where, all of that information. Then we just show you, okay, look, we'll be able to sit down with you and show you, like, look, in the past 30 days, you spent, if you made $5,000, you spent $800 on food alone. You
Mm-hmm.
spent, say, 2,000 on rent, on bills. You spent this
Mm-hmm.
on that. So then you like, well, okay, how can I save more? Then we'll be able to come look. Okay, look, if you low income, you should be using EBT or SNAP. That'll
Mm-hmm.
cut this food expense by this.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you spending too much money in this area, we'll be able to show you different resources to be able to cut those expenses down but still maintain that standard of living.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Rather than you trying to take pictures, edit all of that stuff, get it out, keep a clientele list, do all of the stuff just to operate that business, and then do all of what I said on the financial side.
Mm-hmm.
Get you a financial advisor and let them do that work for you.
Right. Ain't there those for people that got enough already?
No, no, no. I mean, those type of people get those type of people because of what I just said. They work it too much in the business to really focus on it. But that's the biggest misconception we have in our community. If you coming up with a nigga like me who's doing that and who does
Right.
that, now is the time, because now I'm starting to open up my independent accounting practice. Like once
Mm-hmm.
my last year with my degree. So once this degree is certified, my next step is, okay, I got that up and running. because
Right.
what I just told you is what I do for myself.
Okay.
So I use QuickBooks. I use all of these type of operating systems to manage to see like I can show you now.
I use Square.
This is just because, like I said, I'm a real accountant, so I like to get down to like the meaty greedy of my stuff, and I like to do it personally. Like this is just how I calculate my money, and like I calculate my money in a
Mm-hmm.
week. So in this week, I know for sure I'm making this much money, and then I have hustles to where okay now I want to be able to make. So I know every single Friday I'm making at least $1,000. So
Mm-hmm.
now the extra things I do, the extra businesses I got, this, and that,
Yeah.
that's just added onto that. So now I calculate my expenses. So as you see, like I just cashed out for Christmas for my people. So I've been focused on paying this T-Mobile cart off before the first because
Mm-hmm.
um my first check of the year is going towards my credit because I'm gonna get my
Okay.
credit hit. So like I got that. I know exactly how much on my credit, how much I gotta pay, and then I'm able to break
That's
that down.
beautiful. Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
so, like that's how I budget my life on a weekly basis to see. In this week, I need so I don't be stressed because
Right.
it's a list of 100 things I gotta pay for. I want to pay for. I want to buy. So I just break it down into a 7 day period
Yeah,
because I
you
know
got predictable income too.
exactly.
It'll
And
be
that's
a
just that little job. You feel me?
yeah. It's a little different for me because mine ain't predictable just yet.
But
Like
I'm saying you can make it that way
yeah.
with the network that you got.
Right.
You can make it that way because if you know it's something going on every single day, not day, every single week,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, okay, I need to make this amount every single week just to survive for that week,
Mm-hmm.
just bare minimum to survive. Now you book on a weekly basis that amount in projects
Right.
because you ain't gonna you get what I'm saying. Like if you got 500 people, they not having birthdays tomorrow.
Yeah.
They not having events tomorrow. So now you just break every week down on a calendar or every month down into you can even do it by a month. In a month, how much do you need to survive? You can break every month down into those projects. So if you know a wedding is you can get easily $1,000 for a wedding. You need to be focused on booking weddings. And it's a
Mm-hmm.
wedding every single motherfucking month. We know that for a fact. It's a birthday every single month. Up the prices to 400 and charge and supply better services, more photo. Because I do social media marketing, so I know from 200 you can go 400 just by adding 20 more photos and 5 more videos. Like you can go with the 400. You
Yeah.
feel me? So boom. So now you know. Okay. So start reaching out to those people and start like give yourself time too. So like say if you wanted to do it today, you would start that for the first week of January.
Yeah.
Looking okay, the first or just January month. In January, I need to make $5,000. Okay, now let me start booking my venues. So boom, are you getting married in January? Okay, look, give me $1,000. I'll cover that whole day for you. Okay, bet. Are you getting married in January? Okay, bet. That's 4 days after the first one I gotta do. Okay, bet. That's 2,000 right there. You got a birthday? Give me 500 for the birthday. I got the whole day for you. Boom. That's 2,500 right there. That's just 3, 4 events right there, and you
Mm-hmm.
didn't cover half of what you needed for the whole month.
Yeah.
So that's not even
Where
if
you
you
get the people from?
your referrals.
Oh.
So like you got any events that you doing in the next 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got the
Well, you
the
mean I got
24th.
events? I do got my open grand opening. Then I
So
meet
even
up.
so
Yeah.
boom. So at so even in this second right now, you can go chat GPT, create um create a text message to send out to create a text message to send formally reconnect like the one I sent you, formally reconnected with myself with someone and asking them when's their next birthday and hopes to be the photographer for their birthday. Or
Yeah.
when is their birthday coming up and hopes to be the
Right.
photographer. Send that to just say 20 people today.
Mm-hmm.
If 10 of those people hit you back, each one at 400 right there. So out of those 10, guarantee at least 5 for that 400 price.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
Right.
That's 4, 8, 12. That's $1,600 in one day that you didn't book. You get what I'm saying? And that's really what you just got to do.
Right.
And the way I'm making it sounds simple, but you got to
Yeah, I know. I know it's different from saying it and doing
you
it.
feel me?
I
Yeah,
know that personally. That's
yeah.
why.
But yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's the formula though. That is what's up.
yeah, just break your life up into weeks or months, whichever one you can manage, and then just start managing and planning everything from there. I'm telling you, it'll make your life a lot more simpler. Like, like my life is really simple because of that. Like, I know how hard I have to work over the next 7 days.
Right.
I know how hard I have to work over the next 30 days. So anything outside of that, I know is excess, and I don't need to deal with. I need to either be sleeping, chilling, doing this, or doing that. So
Hmm.
now it's like, okay, I'm structured with the conversations I have, all of that type of stuff. But yeah, back to you because I know you got to go soon, don't you?
No, I ain't
Okay,
gotta
we
go nowhere.
okay, bet, we
Yeah, we
chilling.
jamming.
Um, so okay, what advice would you give aspiring entrepreneurs or photographers who want to become an entrepreneur? And
Uh, the one first thing come to my mind is don't have no expectations and expect to work. Like if you really want to be successful,
say that again.
like expect to work. Like it's gonna be work. Like if you want to be able to survive on your own without having to work a 9 to 5, expect to put work in because it costs and it's time consuming. You got to be willing to put work in and bring in some people if you can. Like if you got a partner, put them on board in the beginning. Let them know like I'm gonna need you for this and that, and you got to make sure you put the work in because you want to make sure they sacrifice is being accounted for and paid for too.
That's deep.
But that's the advice. Like expect the work. Don't think that it's not like it's work. I ain't gonna lie. It's not. It's like it's just different kinds of work. It's like a different form of work, but you still putting the work in. It's just doing it for yourself. It's more fulfilling. You gonna work more because when you go to a job, okay, look at it like this: if you go to a job, they got everything lined out for you to do. All you gotta just go and fill the role.
Like a robot.
But as an entrepreneur, you got to make those roles yourself and fill them. So you got to make those roles, like all of those systems in place. Like those jobs be well-oiled machines. Like they be a whole lot of different things coming together to make one big thing, and you got to make that for yourself. You know what I mean? So that's my advice. Like understand, you got to know how systems work, processes, procedures. Work is more to it than just clocking in
Hmm.
when you work for yourself or you want to be an entrepreneur or be independent of any sort. Like it's gonna be work, and you should be willing to put it in because it is rewarding. It do be worth it, but
Man.
it's work,
Yeah, you get a $5,000 check, then you be
man.
like, man,
It's worth it.
man, I'm telling. And then once you set those operations and procedures up for yourself and for your business and businesses, and then like you at the top seeing it like this just hit, and I didn't have to work that hard to do that. Like
Hmm.
it's a different type of reward system for yourself. I compare it to, um, it's a quote Kevin Gates said, but you know him, he be going hard, so I ain't gonna
Yeah,
try
yeah,
to
yeah.
paraphrase it word for word. But he said, basically, the man who pay your bills actually run your household.
That's true.
You
I
feel
always
me?
knew that, and I
Like,
feel that. Feel that. That's to my heart, man. I know that wholeheartedly.
man, so it's like you gotta be the head of your house. You feel me? And it's more to it than just clocking in. What we call it is personal and professional business development.
Okay.
It's courses and classes. That's the whole. Basically, that's the whole point of business administration in school. Is basically that part right there. Personal and professional business development.
Hmm.
Because I compare it to the internet and social media. The internet and social media are two different type of entities. They two different type of things,
Hmm.
and they require you to interact with them in two completely different type of ways.
Okay.
And business and job are the exact same type of way. You can be a dumb jock who just lift the heaviest stuff and follow the rules and snitch and stuff and elevate in a job. You can do all of that. You
Right.
can let your mind go blank and just continue to survive. But as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you have
Hmm.
to continue to develop. You have just like you a 5 year old for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you got to keep
Like,
learning.
like
Just like you was just telling me, you
man,
got to get Google Docs. You got to use AI. Like that's all new. That ain't how I was doing and surviving at first. And it's just times that you got to pivot. So this is refreshing to hear because I do gotta continue to learn more because I don't know nothing about none of that stuff.
Mm,
Like I literally was
mm.
word of mouth calling the phone, hey, could you book me for the could you do this for me? I'm like, yeah, I got you, 200, 250, 150. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it went. But now if I want to like make it a straight consistent income, I gotta put those systems in place, like start reaching out to people and cold calling and just following up and all of that. Because I don't do none of that.
Mm.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't do none of that. I put a lot of energy into the actual event, and that's what bring me the referrals though. Like my energy is what get people to call me. But like if I really want to keep jobs coming in, I gotta start
Reaching out, being
reaching out to
like,
people and you know what I'm saying? I'm more of an empathic person because like I know how um cost effective having a photographer for an event is.
but see, I'm
And the thing is a lot of people they just can't afford it.
that's
You
what
know what I
they,
mean?
man, that's what they tell you. That's what they tell you. Wait, think about it. They can't afford somebody to capture a memory that they can keep for the rest of their life, but they can't afford $300 of alcohol.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And it's like, come on now, if you got 20 people coming for your birthday, two people can't put $100 in to get this capture for you.
Yeah, that's true
So it's
too.
like you can't let the personal side affect the business side because that's all that is. You letting the empathetic part of you trick yourself into thinking, oh, this person may not have it. But you can't even be the person or the resource to make sure that they have it. Like that's why I inserted myself into the leadership team here at the chambers because I'm like, look, if I want to charge a nonprofit $5,000 a month to shoot and get photography of every event or every engagement that they have, edit
Mm-hmm.
all of that stuff, and market it on social media for them, I can't expect them to initially for the first 3 to 6 months be able to dish that out because I'm coming to businesses who need that service,
Yeah.
meaning they already not generating that type of money to afford it.
Right.
So I'm like, if I be one of the people who know exactly how a nonprofit and what a nonprofit should do to get $100,000, $50,000, $60,000 grant, then I can start incorporating myself into that grant writer because
Mm-hmm.
in grant writing or when you get in a grant, you have to incorporate what every dollar is going to be used for, every expense is going to be used for, and
Mm-hmm.
you put social media marketing in there. So now I got a guaranteed check for the length of this money that's being dished out over them. You feel me?
Right. Right.
And
Right.
so you can even be that for those people. So if you know
Mm-hmm.
somebody that have an event coming up and they like, look, or have a birthday, and they like, look, I'm at this venue but they want to charge me $1,000 to use it for the 3 hours. I know Create Space, I know my spot, I know
Mm-hmm.
this spot, I know that spot that'll charge you 500, and it's the same type of quality. Just give me the difference of that if I can make that connection for you.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
That's
feel me?
yeah. Being like middleman. Oh yeah.
Like
That's true.
and that's the business side of it. Like, don't let nobody tell you they don't have the money. Shit, you finna spend money. You finna spend money today.
Yeah.
You finna go to McDonald's and get you some food. You gotta eat today, right? You gotta do
Right.
this. So you gonna spend money today. It's just you're budgeting your money wrong. So let me show you how to budget to get to this. You feel me? And it don't have to be, some extreme. Let me break your life down. But like, look, let me. I know this. I got a network, a strong network. Whatever you spending money on to get this event done, I can find out how to cut that, and you could just give me that type of deal. So
Right.
yeah, yeah.
You know how people think they ain't gonna because they see you know how to get it for cheaper. They gonna want that deal now. You know what I mean? Like they ain't gonna like. Let's say if I was about to spend 1,000 on this, and then you tell me I know how I can get this for 500, you just give me the other 500. They're gonna be like, you know what I'm saying?
Or just give me 300 and you keep
Okay,
it.
yeah. Now that's the deal. Like, okay, I'll get this for you for 800, but you really get it for five. Like
Hey,
if you can get a space they was about to pay 1,000, and you find another space that costs 500, you charge them 750 or 800.
but like if you can do it like that, you can
Mm-hmm.
also just let them know, like, look, you think you can't pay me the 300 or 200 that I'm asking for, but this is how you can. So like that's for if somebody say, nah, I really don't have the money right now. Then next you hit it with
Oh, what
that.
if I get you at the venue for cheaper?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Or what
okay.
if I get you catering for a cheaper
Cheaper,
cost? Or
yeah,
what if
yeah,
I
yeah.
get you this for a cheaper cost? You feel me? Then would you be able to give me the
Yeah, okay,
remainder
I
of
get
that
that.
so you
Yeah, yeah,
can have
yeah,
it? Because photography is important for every event because you want to capture that. And if you want people to come out to the next event, you go want to promote and you need videos and pictures for it. So
yeah. True.
you feel me? Yeah, yeah. So let's okay. I have to start plugging these parts into it. So in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about the conversation so far. Have you learned anything from it? Has it been productive for you? Has it is it anything you would like to challenge us on and get more feedback or more
Mm-hmm.
information on as well? Because I really want to get that part of the channel growing, getting more feedback, getting more interaction going. So yeah, let us know in the comment section what you think about the conversation so far. Yeah. Do you have any questions? Do you have like what are you some things you thinking about?
Uh, you when you so you say that you starting to become a financial advisor or accountant, right?
Mhm.
Which one is it, both or?
Both.
So how does where you at in that process? Like, where do you um like how far along in it are you?
So that's a really good question. That's something I really need to sit down and analyze myself because I'm doing the schooling for accounting, and so to officially be an accountant, I have to go get my CPA and graduate with the bachelor's in accounting. So
Oh, okay.
that's when like on record, notarized by the state and all these different other institutions. That's when like okay, I'm an official accountant. But
Mm-hmm.
in business, I don't have to wait until that point to start making money off of it
Okay.
because you don't need a certificate to be a financial advisor. You just either have to do it independently or be appointed by a company or by some type of certificate or something saying that you are.
Okay.
And so, with the type of network that I got, I realized I could start doing it independently now. So
Yeah.
once the certificates and stuff come in, it's just skyrocketing. Like that's why I went and got the life insurance producer license
Okay.
because that's tying into all of this stuff as well. Because financial representative means, in my opinion, like if a motherfucker come to you with $100,000, $50,000, you know how to invest that money, save that money, and distribute that money to where it either double, triples, or quadruples over a
Mm-hmm.
time frame, and you able to do that. You feel me? So I'm able to do that. I just gotta put myself in position for people to rely on me, and that was what the past 2 years was of the development. So to answer your question, currently, I am available for the financial advisory. I'm doing that through my consulting business, Big Face Consulting.
Okay.
So if you would like to book a 50-minute, a 30-minute free consultant consultation for that, you can,
Mm-hmm.
and we can start that process, and I can break that down to you even more. The accounting side, um, it's insecurities that's not letting me tell you right now. I can look into your books and break everything down for you, but I literally can. So if you really want the accounting aspect and want
Mm-hmm.
to see what I can do with that part, that's something I can do now through the consulting as well. Um, I got to look deeper into what I can really do until I get the certificates and degree though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Yeah, did I answer your question?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I got so my finances is pretty much understood. Like I got every dollar accounted for besides like alcohol. Like I ain't gonna
Okay.
lie, that's probably the only expense that I have outside of taking care of business, and that's the one that I plan on keeping. I ain't gonna, well, I would change it if I could, but that's one
I'll let
expense.
her keep it.
Like that's one expense that I don't mind coming out of my pocket for. You know what I mean? Everything
Uh-huh.
else pretty much taken care of. Like I'm more interested in like do you got success stories? Like let's say, because what me and the two people I work with, we want to create we want to produce uh results for people. Like we want to be able to say, look, this is what we did for so and so, so and so. We can do this for you. These are results. So, like, let's say if we scale up, we get you more exposure, we get you more followers, we bring you more money, and we'll say, look, this is how much we got them, and this is what we want to do for you if you interested in it. Like this is the proof right here. We got proof of concept. We got everything recorded. This is how you do. Do you have anything like that?
Yes, and so over the past year, before my business partner had passed, we was getting paid to do social media marketing for this nonprofit, the philanthropic, for
Mm-hmm.
this chambers. I haven't been doing the social media marketing piece yet because we still processing all of that. But I have been shooting a event, so I
Uh-huh.
got a few events that I shot for them that they've been using to promote a nonprofit called Legacy Institute, who help little, I ain't gonna say kids, but middle school to high school with chess and reading comprehension. I've shot a
Okay.
few events for them. Um, and then others, Mr. Andrew T, I shot a few of his events, so I got paid for that. It's a few businesses here that I've been networking with. Once they grants and stuff start rolling in, then they're gonna be paying me to do the social media marketing piece for
Mm-hmm.
them. But right now, I'm working on the personal piece because the biggest lesson I learned last year was because we had clients paying us monthly for these things, but once they budget dried up, which we didn't have any control of,
Right.
our budget dried up,
Yeah.
and so we had to really sit back and like, okay, what are we doing here? Running around with like chickens with our heads cut off,
Yeah.
overstretched. So now I'm working on doing it for myself. So in the next year, I want to be able to say, look, this is what I've done for me, my channel, and for my businesses. This is why you should mess with me. And even on that tip, I have a few things. Like I told you, I was going hard last year or the year prior. I was going hard for a few
Mm-hmm.
months, and so in a month, I was through the YouTube channel. I was able to generate like 30,000 views. Um, I'm really proud because the content I was doing, it wasn't the best quality, but it was a lot of content. So I was able to get up to 100 followers. I got really close to hitting my watch hour amount,
Mm-hmm.
and I got all of that. So even on the Instagram analytics and insights, the stuff that I was posting, I was getting a lot of views on that. TikTok, I was averaging at least 2.5K views a post.
Mm.
And so that started to really transfer over to Instagram. I mean, to the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It's just the biggest piece where I messed up at was call to actions. Like people really need you to walk them to spending that money. Like
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
like they need you from the time they either interested in doing a transaction to putting in those numbers on that card.
Yeah.
They and I wasn't doing that. You feel me?
That's where my gap is though. That's where me being empathetic come from. Like I want to try to explain this the best way I can. So if you gotta walk the person through it, that's meaning that they don't want to do it. Have you ever bought something that you really didn't want to buy, but you was just supporting that person that you seen them being so like adamant about it? Like this person is dedicated, they determined. So you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's where it be coming from. Like when I make
That's a
the
good
money
point.
that I make, I want that person to completely know that this is what I want to do. This is why I'm doing it to where I ain't holding your hand. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm providing something that you're gonna be proud of afterwards. You know what I mean? Like I don't want it to be like because it's kind of like I don't want to. This is a harsh word, but it's the only way I can think to describe it as harassment. Like if you ain't paying me, like if you ain't paid for it from the upfront, like why do I got to keep telling you this, reminding you of this and this and this? You know what I mean?
I
Like
get
that's
what you're
like
saying.
harassment because when, like, let's say when we subscribe to stuff or we take a free trial or something, then they start emailing you over and over and over and over. Like that get annoying. And I know that from a person that personally get annoyed after I sign up for certain things because I was interested at the time. You know what I mean? It's like I my downfall in the business world is because I'm just a human. Like I'm still a human and I'm fully in tune with all of my feelings and I connect to other people's feelings and I relate to them. So like I can't just view people as a dollar sign. That's why I'm not supposed to be in the financial portion. Like I'm in the more of outreach and the relatability and the relationship portion of the business. Like I can't be the money person because it's cold game. Like it's just cold. And I just can't be like that because I'll think about it and I'll be like, dang, this person done paid me. Like even if it come to people that booked me multiple times. I'd be like, man, you done gave me $300 like 6 times this year. Like I want to do this next one you called me for half off or free. You know what I mean? Like that's just how my mind worked. Like, but
That's
that, I know what you're gonna say. Like it's just not how it go. Like if you want me
no,
to
no,
give
no, no,
you a
no. That's not
service,
what I'm gonna say. That's not what I'm
uh,
gonna say. That's what that's what actually makes you one of the best people to be a business person,
mm,
because you able to have that type of empathy for people is like it's not a bad thing. It's like it's a signaler for you to see who to do business with and who not to do business with. Like
mm-hmm.
you having that spiritual connection with yourself and with your higher power is actually an advantage when it comes to the business world. Where you going wrong is you're allowing, and I don't want to just cast it off.
You
So
good? No, no, you good.
you're allowing the empathetic feelings that you feeling, insecurities you may have, or insecurities you may pick up on the other person having, to
Mm-hmm.
affect the financial side of it. When in actuality, it really don't.
Right.
Meaning, it's like the best vegan meal. It's like if it's burgers out here that they make, it's mushrooms that they make into burgers that can replace chicken that tastes better than it.
Right.
That tastes better than a real chicken. So if you got something that's better for somebody that they just don't know they need, how are you doing any harm to them?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
But you see
following.
how you took the perspective of you taking from somebody and that's
Yeah.
actually hurting them. Do you feel like you are helping them out? Like the prices that you charging are below market prices, but the quality is still market or higher
Yeah.
quality. Do you think you still hurting somebody when you do that?
No.
And so that's what I'm saying. It's the perspective that you choose to take. And that's why you have to distinguish the two. You have to distinguish the personal with the business. Because in that same breath, that person may be on the other side laughing at you like, ha 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 ha. I got this nigga to
To
do
do it for
four
only.
hours
Yeah,
and
yeah,
only
yeah.
pay $200
That's
for him.
real too.
So now they going to their friend girl. Now they not taking advantage of the type of work that and you undervalue yourself. Think about all
Mm-hmm.
the people that so called said, "Oh, I have a business and I want you to take these photos for it." You didn't spend all of this time conceptualizing, stressing, planning your actual time at that spot just for them not to even post any of the content that you didn't make for them.
Mm-hmm.
And in your head, ooh, I'm doing this pro bono, I'm doing this free, I'm doing this for less of a price is gonna bring more people my way. These motherfuckers they don't even post any of the work, or if
Right,
they
right,
do, they
right,
don't even tag you so you can actually
right,
benefit from it.
right.
But you
Hey.
worrying about if they pocket, but at the same time they'll spend, bro. I'm telling you, I'm telling you for a fact, a week, and you know it, a week on weed, alcohol, drugs, people are spending at least $500.
They are.
That's just on that.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about specifically St. Louis, Missouri. Let's talk about how much money people are spending on food.
That's see now that's the one that the well you a lot of that stuff is connected to people mental
I
too.
mean, but forget all of that. I'm saying on stuff that's intangible that won't be around in the next 20 minutes
Mm-hmm.
and that's actually hurting you versus you want this event shot and you want it to be memorable and some professional stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you can't let your feelings think that those two aren't conflicting and they aren't related.
they are. You know, you got a clear mind though. Like most people don't got that. Like most people, reality is the harshest. Reality is harder than the
It's not. I'm telling
for
you.
most
I'm
people.
te- I'm telling you, it's not. It's
You
only
said
harsh up here. We don't have it harder than they had it 50 years ago.
I'm talking about the state of mind that the most of us are in today.
But
Reality is
you
harder than getting high or drinking or eating it
is
away.
it's not. We trick ourselves into believing it is. Think about it. The Great Depression that happened 50, 60 years ago, we in so-called a depression now. We not going through half of the stuff that they went through. So I'm saying, but we still have, but the DNA that's through our body now are from those people. It's not even
Yeah.
from our parents. It's from those people who lived 50 years ago. We
Mm-hmm.
were built with the same type of fortitude, energy, all of that stuff that they had. we've just allowed civilization
Society.
to sensitize us so much to where we think that we actually have it hard. And
Yeah.
that is the biggest problem, in my opinion, in America.
You ain't wrong. Like
We don't,
what you
man.
saying is not wrong at all. Like that is all true. Like it was we just soft. I'm gonna just say it just to be like all of us are. But that don't change the fact that we soft. Like
But wait, my bad. I'm gonna let you talk. But I'm gonna say
mm,
this: like, we need sharks to make the rest of the fish stronger.
okay.
That's what I'm saying.
That's I mean, look, I consider myself one of those people. I'm thick skinned too. You know what I mean? Like I know that I could do way more than I do if I just buckle down and you know what I mean? Because I got the mentality I don't believe in I can't afford to be depressed and like I literally live like that. Like if I'm getting sick, I'll get up out the bed and tell myself, like, you're not about to get sick. You got too much stuff to do. And I get up and I get going and I start feeling better. You know what I mean? And then I just work myself through it. So like I understand, but like me and you, we not like the average people. Like they can't without people like us, like they don't just every day get up and have somebody that's like us that they can see every single day power through depression, power through financial struggle, still smile while you going facing an eviction or something, or they about to take your car and you still got the same energy. Like a lot of people don't know how to display strength during those times. So they use it. They use weed. They use alcohol. They use eating. They use all these things to get them through the reality. Because the reality is, if you stop doing all of that stuff, the real world gonna hit you. All the time you ain't spent with your kids gonna hit you. All the extra pounds you don't put on to where now you don't like looking at yourself gonna hit you. That last person that left you, you gonna remember why they left you. So you gonna start thinking about all the stuff you like. Everything that's wrong with you gonna come to you because we run from it.
Is it gonna kill you?
No, it could. That's
But
why
it,
people commit
but
suicide.
all of the things that you listed, would they physically kill you in that moment when they hit you?
No, it ain't life threatening physically, but mentally, that's where people die. Like that's why they take their own life or they,
But see, now you
you know what I
stepping
mean?
into realms outside of your control. Now, if it was some physical harm that could come from a person sobering up and then reality hitting them,
Mm-hmm.
then we could actually do something about it, and then we could sit up here and stress about it. But since that's something that's inside of them and their higher power have to deal with, the only thing we could be is a resource and a tool for them to use when they step in outside of it or they
True.
want to be outside of it. And so I'm saying you missing the boat. Like, forget all of that. You got 4 kids.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta eat.
Mm-hmm.
You got a business that you want to leave a legacy through.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be tripping over all of that.
I
You
can't help it
when
though.
I mean you can. You choose not to.
Because if I do, so like if I just be like, you know what, F everything and everybody else, you know what I mean? I just gotta focus on me and mine. Now, this is what I've come to terms with mine. So my kids are mine. They from me. They and I know this controversial, but I don't think my kids need as much fathering as a lot of people think. Like I believe that you learn life by being alone and going through certain things alone. Way better. Like you can so you got to depend on the person.
It's
Like
a balance.
yeah, so like some people they can learn from another person's mistake. Others have to go through it to actually understand that okay, I shouldn't do this. Like they can't just look at you and see your failure in something and be like, you know what, I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? And learn from that. Some people gotta go through it. So like I don't sweat my children like sweat my kids as far as like, oh, you should and shouldn't do this, making sure I teach them this, teach them that. I know that life is going to show them what they need. Like I can be just like a confidant or like a a sort of security for them. Like, okay, if you do try everything and you still fail, I'm gonna always have something for you to get you back. I ain't gonna never let you completely fall. But as far as that everyday father and parenting thing, like I don't agree to that to a certain extent because my children got really strong minds and they know like I watched them when they didn't think I was watching And one thing I can say that my children got is integrity. Like they gonna do the right thing just because it's the right thing. Like they not gonna do it just because. So like I'm saying that to say that I got space for people. You know what I mean? Like I got the energy for people, and I give it to them because I got it. Like my kids will get tired of me. All I always got something to teach you. Always got something I can show you. It's always something you could have said better. It's always a certain way you could walk. It's always your head could be held high while I'm talking to you. Like it's always something like that that I could be giving you, and it get exhausting trying to do that to a small person all day every day. So I use my energy for others, and that's why it's hard for me to get into like the finances and the business end of the thing of the entities because I'm so like I'm tripping off of how a person feeling before how much money in their pocket because
But
I know
okay,
that your feelings in your mind connected to what how you productive in the world. So like if you ain't feeling well, you're not gonna produce well. You know what I mean? So I focus on the therapy end of any situation because I know that that part is vital to anything being successful. Because our energy is what's fueling everything we see. And if we ain't got the energy for it, we're not finna get nothing done. So I got an approach to it. Like if I can make you feel good, you'll get stuff done and you'll be able to, okay, let me do this for him. Like it's just another realm is opened up for me from that person. So like
so let me ask you a question. Would you rather care about the next person's feelings or be able to pay your
I
bills
got
for the
you.
month and have $2,000 in excess? Wait,
That's
no.
that's the easy question. Of course, I'd rather have. I at the point where I'm at now, I can't afford to not want that.
So
You know
I
what I
asked that
mean?
to say this. 2 points. The first one, that's the biggest misconception that we have in our
Mm-hmm.
community thinking. Once you structuralize your business, once you sober up to the inaccuracies and the misfortunes you've been missing out on,
Mm-hmm.
and you tighten up on those processes and procedures, you now become something bad for the people you're
Yeah.
doing business. That's not the case. You actually become better for them. Meaning, once you start taking your taxes serious, once you start taking your customer service that you give to your client serious, once you start taking the value that you bring to the table serious, because that's
Mm-hmm.
all a price is, the value that you bring to the table. That's all that is.
Right.
Once you start taking that more serious, it forces them to take themselves and
But
to take the business more serious. And so you
mm-hmm.
actually help them when, okay, last year I charged you this, but this year I'm charging you that. And
Mm-hmm.
then when you show up, the customer service is 10 times better. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the mindset that we should be taking, not one's not let me charge them 5,000 because I just want to make 5,000. Like no, like look, when I drive to your spot, I gotta pay $30 in gas for this event. I
Mm-hmm.
googled that. When I use this much storage on this memory card,
Yeah.
it's gonna cost me X amount of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
When I get there, I have to eat, and if I have to spend any of that money, which I'm gonna assume I have to do, I'm gonna give myself a budget of about $50. Well, I'm doing all of this to help you, but that's devaluing my assets, meaning
Mm-hmm.
my car is not going to be the same as it was when I drove to
True.
you. My kids miss out on time, or these people over here miss out on time they could have with me. I don't eat the food I actually want to eat because I want to be at the crib cooking. Because I want to
Mm-hmm.
be over here eating this. You got to pay that for me.
Yeah.
Because why do I have to eat that?
Right.
And so that's all I'm saying is start taking that stuff into consideration
True.
because are they really a friend if they're willing to pay you less than what you actually worth?
Mm-hmm.
Are they really a value customer if they know you doing $1,000 worth of work, but they only giving you $200?
Yeah.
Like how? Come on now, like
That's all
who's
true.
who's
Yeah.
really the monster in that situation?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And
hey.
so the real question is, how much do you really value yourself if you not Taxing that ass. You gotta tax that ass because
it,
they got it, bro. I'm telling you, they
you
got
ain't
it.
lying, man. You
They
is
got
right
it,
about
bro.
that.
Like,
Like it be more about me than them. You know what I mean? Because I like to know that I'm not being a predator. Like regardless if you, so this is this way I look at stuff. Like if you trying to get over on me, that's on you.
mm,
Cause I only got what I got for you. You can't get no more or less. That's cause that's just how I am. So like if what I'm giving you is more than what you think you deserve, that ain't got a lot to do with me. This is what I got for you. You know
mm,
what I mean? I know how to like budget my energy is what I'm gonna say. I budget
mm,
my energy better than my money.
mm,
Like I know where to give energy. I know when it's getting used up or if a person is just asking for too much or I just don't got enough for them. Like I'm very well with that. And that's crazy. This conversation has just taught me that. I mean, this is my first time ever saying this.
mm,
And because this is the straight truth about me. Like I manage my emotions and my feelings way better than my money.
mm. But
Like
that's how most artists and entertainers are. But I'm not my bad. I'm gonna,
okay, yeah, well, I agree. I'm just glad you agreeing with that because that's straight what it is with me. Because I won't like if I can see a person that's not appreciating what I do because I know what I bring because this is what I bring. And if I don't see it being appreciated or reciprocated, I remove it.
mm,
You know what I mean? So I don't really look at that as I don't really look at it the same way because what I'm trying to say, like I want to just break this down because I'll start rambling, is that when you said people that start out with the network first make it farther, all that's 100% true in my case, at least because I'm seeing the money starting to slowly, and I'm not doing something that I just want to get in, get enough money, and get out.
mm,
This is something that I'm gonna be doing until you know what I mean. So like
mm,
I enjoy the process of gradually being able to make more and more and more, and also fulfill the people that I'm around. Like I'm not just getting funneling money from them. They getting value from me. They getting energy from me. They getting inspiration from me, and they getting products and services from me. And in return, they giving me money to support my lifestyle. I just want to make sure that I'm producing something that's worth what I'm charging. Like I've purchased plenty of things and felt like I didn't want to buy that after I bought it. I
man.
didn't see the value in it after I bought it, so I backed off on buying stuff.
Mm,
Like that's why I wear slides all year round. I wear the
mm,
same clothes. I wear the same color every day. Like I wanted to make sure I knew what I was paying for because I was just buying stuff and I didn't really need it. Like I like to
mm,
be the person that you're buying this because you need it. So that's why I feel so much better for me to get that call from a person say, I want you to do my birthday party or I want you to
mm,
photograph my wedding. Or, because it's like, okay, you're asking for this.
mm,
But if I'm hitting you up and I'm emailing you and like it take away from me knowing that you need me. Like I want you to need me because then I'm gonna charge you. Because if I know you don't need me, you just doing it because I'm in your ear the most. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the one that you see the most. Like you buying this. It's like McDonald's. You just buying it because they everywhere. You don't really want that McDonald's. It's just they got billboards everywhere. You see a store everywhere. You know exactly what you're gonna get when you go there, but you don't really need it. It's not good for you. Like I want to be something that's good for you that you seek out that's gonna help you and better your life at the same time. Like that's how I approach the business. My business, that's why I never really, but I always admired completely the businessmen when they go in, they get the credit card funding, they pay for all their stuff, they bring the money in, they got money to fund different businesses, and like I love that for people. It's just for me, it's a little bit harder because I don't want to have too much of anything. Like I don't want to have excess. Like I want to have what I need, but my biggest pressure is my children and they family. Like I want to be able to have more for them, and that's why I don't got more for them because it ain't for me. Like I want them to be proud of me by saying I bought this for them. I do that for them. I got that for them. I got that for them. But I know that what I've already gave them is enough for them already, which is my
mm,
DNA, my mentality, my likeness.
mm,
You know what I mean? Like I already gave y'all what nobody can never replace or paid for. Like it's already inside of you. So like my life can't be focused on trying to make them proud in that area because the universe won't allow it. Like when I try to get ahead and like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make this power move and make this much money, it leaves just how it comes. So to where I'm always left with exactly what I need versus having the excess.
Have you when you have you been doing that alone?
Yeah, oh yeah, I do a lot of it alone.
And so maybe that's what it is, rather than God and the universe don't want you to have that. Maybe you've just been doing it the wrong way, which is by yourself.
Yeah, true.
Because, like you said, value is not in the money, but what you can be for the people when they at that time when they need it.
Right.
That's what real value is.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if you able to offer that much value, and it can be measured in a monetary form,
Mm-hmm.
the more money you make, the more valuable you are. It's
Right.
like I want to offer you a different type of mindset. Like I want you to forget the fact of you can even offer anything negative in the business that you do with people. Like if you know for a fact what you give out, the services and products that you give out is only pure right and it's only to help people, stop comparing yourself to a business or service that was out to take advantage of people,
True.
because those
Yeah.
two completely different mindsets. When
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
pay
Yeah.
for your services, they're getting what they asked for and then some.
Mm-hmm.
You're just getting compensated on the then some
Mm-hmm.
that you know that they got, that they just misfundling, or you can and have the room and have the authority to ask for it. Like God ain't gonna put nothing in your life that wasn't meant for you.
Right.
So if he put an opportunity in your life for you to get $10,000 off this one event, you do that event and get the 10,000. It's not an excuse when you fundle away to 8,000 and they only got 2,000 left for you to pay
Mm-hmm.
your bills for the month. Like that's not an excuse when
True.
you need to build the team. If you
That's where I'm at. Because that's what I know I need. I can only do one aspect of
So build a team
assisting.
and
I don't,
don't think
we
you have to dish out a lot of money.
we
You
getting
can
there.
barter, trade
Mm-hmm.
your value for, like if we was to do business, I'm moving around, but I need clients to grow my business.
Yeah.
So if you just do the social media market, I mean, if you just do the photography piece and then contract me out for the social media marketing piece,
Mm-hmm.
then boom, I can come back and compensate you for the accounting, the financial advisory.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
now you every month give me 1 or 2 clients for the social media marketing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
keeping your books for that month.
Right.
Boom. Now
Yeah.
ain't
That's
no,
the lick.
you feel me?
Nah,
You
that's
feel
the
me?
lick.
Like that's
Like this,
networking right there.
that's the lick. Cause I mean, I'm all for that. Like I won't like this. That's why we here. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I was so. Like I don't do. I'm not like I was saying. I'm not able to do shit I'm not meant to do. Like I wouldn't have made it here. It would have been something
Mm,
that got in the way of me doing this if
that's
it
deep.
wasn't meant for me to
That's
do it.
deep.
That's just how it be going, and I've learned to trust that about my life from being here as long as I have. Like
Mm,
I don't fight nothing.
mm.
And this was so organic, like the text message, everything was just like, hell yeah, I want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, and I got here smoothly. Everything just working out like how it's supposed to because I've always looked at you as somebody that I was proud of. Like,
Mm,
I appreciate the way you are.
mm.
You know what I mean?
Thank you for that. Thank
I
you.
truly and honestly do because you got a lot of stuff that I don't got
And vice
like
versa.
instilled in you. You know what I'm saying? So I know that those two separate things can come together and make something exponentially better. Because I got this aspect, you got that aspect, so come together. So I'll never have to deal with like the pricing. Like I don't even like giving people a high price. And I
Shit.
know you wouldn't mind that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even so if like and that's like kind of how my partner was. Like I'm like, you don't care about charging people. Why won't you do this for me? Because they gonna keep playing me because I'm not they gonna say one thing about, dang man, 300. Then I'm like, you know what, man, I you know what I'm saying? Like that's just me. But
Shit.
like my partner, she don't give a damn about how you look when she give you her price. That's the price. So I used to be like, why won't you just give me that, add that to what I do, and we can actually make this a thing that everybody can live off of. So I definitely get what you're saying. I hella appreciate the way you is because I see I lack that.
Mm.
I always knew where I lacked. It's just that I could only be myself. Like me
That's
trying to
deep.
be like
That's deep.
you is, I'll be taken away from who I am. Like I wouldn't be being real. Like I can't be like that. That ain't how I am. Like I don't want to even, you know what I'm saying? So I just try to stay true to who I am so I can be authentic and I can penetrate the way people need. Cause like that's
Mm-hmm.
why I'm potent with my approaches, and people believe when I talk and they listen to me and they value my opinion and my presence because I'm true to who I am. Like I'm not acting like nobody else. And I don't even try to. I don't even think about it. Like every time it come to money, I know for sure I'm shortchanging myself.
Mm.
I just can't bring myself to charge people as much as I should, because we are in, especially if we're in the same demographic. Like I understand tax brackets. Like if I'm working with people that I know got money, you know what I mean? But if like it's just me and you working together, like I know our situation kind of the same. Like we are, you know what I'm saying? Like why would I charge you this much? I'm knowing how much it would, how much that would be for me. Like we all make the same amount. We pay the same amount of rent. We going to the same grocery stores. We doing all of the same stuff. So we basically in the same group. I know how much money that is. You know what I'm saying? I know we just don't got that.
But see,
Like collectively.
that's where you have to challenge yourself at, because it's a lot of selfishness, and I'm gonna have to keep going in a minute.
Okay.
It's a lot of selfishness embedded in it, because for you to come to that assumption, that means you would have to be assuming how much money a person makes. You would
Yeah.
have to be assuming how much, like I said, value they're giving off to the world. And 9 times out of 10, you don't even know. Think about how
True.
many people
That's
we
true. That
actually
is
know
true.
what their regular job is and how much they actually get paid on their regular job. And think
Mm-hmm.
about how many people actually open up an LLC during COVID that actually want to make money off of it, that
Yeah.
actually do make money off of it. And not only that, the most independent factor of it all is just like how you started off. You had what we call it a private investor
Mm-hmm.
that was able to cover you for the excess stuff. So you had stuff to take care of what you needed, but
Yeah.
then you had that. How many people do you think got that? And we started talking about the more privilege you get,
Right, right, right,
middle
right.
class. Oh, come on now! Like a lot of those people got a lot of private investors around them that's just waiting for them to do something so they can give them that money. So it's
Yeah.
like it's selfish to think that somebody don't have. You actually looking down on a person to think that they don't have what you
True.
asking for as value. If you
Damn,
think
that's
about it,
real.
if you really think about it,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Damn. That's true
and you
though.
fuck up the market. To
That
excuse
is
my,
true.
because
That's true though. That's true too though. When
you
you
charge,
undercharging.
you fuck up the market. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
giving
yeah.
people was actually valued at $1,000 for a reason at 200. Come on now, they'll never come back and mess
Yeah.
with motherfuckers who actually got, like. But not saying you don't actually have it, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
Yep.
you feel me? So now the market got to go through a whole phase, and now nobody know what to charge, and everybody
Mm-hmm.
quality is horrible. But yeah, we've been there with like an hour 20 maybe. So
We good. We in there. We good. We can wrap up.
so bringing this to an end, I want to shout you out. Upcoming events. I know you got the shots on Sundays.
Yeah.
That's something that you do every Sunday.
Uh,
Because I know the grand opening
hopefully,
is December
hopefully
22nd.
it's the concept is a every Sunday thing.
Okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? So I can't promise that it will, but that's the plan. I'm gonna say
Okay.
that because you never know how stuff go. But that's the plan. Shots on Sunday at Camera House, 1531 Washington. We on the third floor.
Okay. Every
We
Sunday.
it's almost always a bunch of creatives in the building. So I think that the event is beneficial. It's just like Create Place. You can go in and find just how I found you. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm,
a person that can fit perfectly in what you do and how y'all can connect with each other and stuff like that. So that's pretty much the same concept. We
mm,
take shots, we take pictures, and we just get to know each other. We learn most of the times the meetups are they we end up having a deep conversation because it's still a therapy studio. It's a phototherapy studio, so
that's
we
so
do
hard.
focus on like getting to know each other truly and being for real like that. I'm kind of creating the energy and the environment to where you can genuinely be you
Mm,
and and get accepted. You do not have to mask what you think. If you an extremist, be extreme. Like you don't have to be afraid of. You can give your hot takes on stuff. Like that's the environment that I create. Like nobody is allowed to like.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can be you because I know a lot of times people like us we don't get completely accepted in the space because we have really strong opinions about stuff. And some people just don't know how to accept that what I think doesn't agree with who you are.
Mm,
You know what I mean? And sometimes like you get, but you can be like that around me.
mm,
You know what I mean? In my space, you can agree. We're gonna healthily communicate because we're gonna break down why don't you agree with how this person is.
that's deep.
And we're gonna get into it and it's gonna be a conversation because then maybe that person can walk away with a better understanding, like, okay, they don't hate me, it's just that this is what's happening that's causing problems for them. So how can I better help that person so we can all function better? So that's basically what the space is. That's a portion of like the aspect of the space I'm trying to create
Okay.
and that's becoming, you know what I mean?
And
So
that first event is December 22nd of this year,
yep, 5 to 9.
5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Camera House at the address
1531 Washington.
floor 3.
Yes.
Okay, and then you have an artist meetup on January 24th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay.
That's with the agency we starting to kind of get more artists together because we want to get us paid
Mm.
because that's what we all when we all get together. That's all what we talk about is how do we get money off being this creative. So I'm my job, my goal and my mission is to focus on how do I get these artists in positions to be compensated for their creativity, the energy that they bring in the spaces, their authenticity. And that's the task that I'm working on now, trying to make sure that we start getting our dues. Because I'm, for one, was an artist that's been underpaid since I started. And I know it. You know what I mean? And so that's what that event is going to, that's what that event's about on the 25th.
Okay, bet. Well, you could definitely catch me at the one on the 22nd, because
For sure.
and it's at a perfect time. I drop my kids off at 2 p.m. on Sundays.
Yep.
So right after that, I'm gonna be heading your way.
We in
Shit.
Can't
All
wait,
right,
bro.
man. Man, thank you for sitting
Appreciate
down
you,
with us,
man.
man.
Every time.
Man, a really productive conversation, man, with an amazing photographer. Please shout out the social media platforms that you're on, website that you have.
Okay, it's Camera House. My business page is Camera House is spelled with a K. It's Camera House on Facebook and Instagram.
And it's gonna be in the descriptions as well.
And you can Google it as well. We got a physical location. We looking for more people to come support, come check the place out, get a tour. I'm actually in the process of building a bar inside of the place now. So it's gonna be coffee, tea. You can come pull your laptop out, sit at a table, get you some tea, coffee. You know what I mean? So that's the vibe I'm trying to come up with now. So the bar is in the process of getting big. It'll be finished before Sunday. So that's the big reveal too. That the bar that I'm opening up. So that's the vibes, man.
Okay, bet. Shoot. Well, please go show love to his pages. Do you have a website yet?
Well, I got a booking site.
Okay.
It's just a square booking site. It's in all my bios. You'll find it.
Bet. Well, boom. Turn us up. I'm finishing up the candles and how I want to roll those out. So I'm gonna have those. So I got to do an intro and an exit. And I kind of messed the intro up, but it's all good. This conversation was too dope. Like,
yeah, no, you good. You got it set up. You already got it. Funnel. You posting the stuff to social media, man. You got it. You ahead of the game. All you gotta do is just keep doing this. I promise you, it's going up. Just keep doing it. That's it.
That's the plan, man.
You done already started.
Yeah, been at it for about 2 years now.
Yeah. You good. I'm telling you, you good.
Website bigflexoverdose.com.
Let's go.
Instagram BFOD. Go support. Be looking out for this interview. Boom, we out of there. Thank you.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes. Man.
Yeah, it was 100, man.
It was. But we really should sit down on that financial aspect
got
too,
to, because I do need